Today we see the indices renewing their historic highs, continuing the uptrend. Now you might ask, but Nathan, couldn't today's reaction be a top signal? And the short answer is yes, while a more elaborate answer requires a deeper analysis of the market's turning points. In any case, in today's video, I will outline everything you need to know to prepare for whatever comes next, because here on this channel, all the comments are based on facts and technical evidence. Here you will get logical and technical explanations for all the analysis shared. Welcome to the Finance Hydra channel. My name is Nathan. It's a pleasure to see you guys over here. Now, today we see the SPY making a bearish reaction. We are dropping 0.16%. It is not that much, but we see a bearish candlestick. However, today we did a new record high. All right, so we are continuing the uptrend because the trend is still very bullish. However, this reaction could trigger a pullback for us, a pullback to our next support levels. I'm not saying we are gonna trigger a correction, we are gonna drop. I'm saying that this reaction could be a top signal if it gets triggered. Nathan, what could possibly trigger this top signal? If we see tomorrow or maybe next week SPY losing today's low. There are other indicators which I'm gonna share with you guys later, but this is our main indicator, all right? If we see SPY losing today's low, triggering this bearish candle, all right, we may see a top signal, but guys, only one single bearish reaction is not enough to convince us that it is gonna actually correct, because how many times we saw this? We saw a bearish reaction like this here, November 27, below a crystal clear resistance level. By the way, this one was way more dangerous than today's reaction. Another one here, November 25, again below our main resistance level. Another possible top signal over here, right? September 17, again, September 18, again, multiple times over here, again over here. August 12, we saw many bearish reactions similar to today's reaction, but that in the end, they all failed miserably in triggering a decent correction on SPY. So only this candlestick pattern is not enough, all right? So Nathan, if tomorrow or in the next few days we see SPY losing today's low, is it gonna be a top signal suggesting a sharper correction? Yes. Which are the other technical indicators you can use in this scenario? Well, when we analyze the 1 hour chart, we see a series of higher highs, higher lows, all right? We are clearly in an uptrend, trading above the 21-hour EMA, the exponential moving average on the 1 hour chart, which is still pointing upwards. Right now, if you ask me, we are making just another harmless pullback to the moving average, just like we did over here, just like we did over here, just like we did over here, and many other times in the past. If we see SPY losing the moving average, all right, that's another indicator that reinforces the idea of a sharper correction on SPY. What's more, a few days ago, yesterday, we saw this open gap. So if we see SPY closing this gap tomorrow or again in the next few days, this gap over here will become an exhaustion gap, which is again another technical evidence that reinforces the bearish thesis over here, the bearish thesis on the short term. Now, Nathan, if all of these indicators materialize next week, then we are gonna reverse, right? Technically, no. We are gonna trigger a pullback to our next support levels, but that's not necessarily a reversal. Because as far as I know, just like on the 1 hour chart, we see SPY on the daily chart making a sequence of higher highs, higher lows, right? As far as I know, any pullback to one of our support levels like the $600 or maybe even the 21-day EMA on the daily chart, any pullback to one of these key points could be just another buying opportunity if we see a bottom signal, okay? As far as I know, this is gonna be a nice buying opportunity only if we actually lose these two support levels on the daily chart. We are gonna see a technical bearish reversal on the daily chart, suggesting a sharper correction on the weekly chart. All right, again, guys, I'm not saying that SPY will keep going up or that SPY will drop. The most important inflection point is the key points I just described to you guys in today's video so far. The most important one is 606.30, which is today's low. If we see SPY losing these key points, these support levels, then we can start working with a bearish scenario, because just like we saw many other times in the past, this could be just another false bearish reaction. I'm so sorry, not false bearish reaction, but another bear trap, okay? So we gotta be very careful now. Guys, allow me to ask you an honest question. When you look at this chart over here, all right, this chart over here, are we going up or are we going down? I'm not asking what you wish it is going to happen next, all right, because personally, I would love to see a pullback to our support levels, all right? I'm not asking that. I'm just asking you, looking at this chart over here, what the direction of this price action? Are we going up or down? Are we bullish or bearish? Because as far as I'm aware, some people, which I believe a minority, they believe that we are bearish, that we are going down. And according to some, I need serious help for believing that we are going up. Here, let me show you guys here, right here. It was on our YouTube channel yesterday. Huh? If this chart is bullish, you need serious help. You need serious help. Guys, honestly, do you agree with me that we are bullish right now? Am I the only one seeing this chart pointing upwards? Seriously, because it seems like a dumb question to many. But apparently, despite the fact we are all looking at the same chart over here, some people see different things, right? So guys, there's another comment, dude, what the F are you smoking, right? So guys, seriously, do you think we are going up or down right now at this moment? Okay, maybe we're gonna see pullback if we lose the key points I just described to you guys today. If we do see pullback, fantastic. We're gonna correct to the 600 or maybe even the 21-day EMA next, which is gonna be our next technical support level, and then we'll see if SPY will maintain the uptrend or not. But right now, looking at this information and basing your ideas on everything I just described to you, do you think we are bullish or bearish? It seems like a very simple question, but it is quite problematic, right? Because some people get quite offended when I say that we are bullish. I don't know why, I don't know how, right? But still, some people get very offended. So I'm just asking you, do you see this chart pointing up or down? Again, not asking what you believe is going to happen next, not asking what you wish is going to happen next, just what's going on right here, right now. All right, just like the QQQ. Is the QQQ bullish or bearish? As far as I know, we are bullish. Today's reaction could be a top signal. In fact, this reaction has a name. This candlestick pattern is called dark cloud cover candlestick pattern. It is a dark cloud cover one, which is a quite reliable bearish candlestick pattern, which reverses the short-term trend roughly 70% of the time, according to Thomas Bulkowski's studies. I don't remember correctly, but still, this bearish reaction could bring a pullback to our next support levels like the 515 or the 21-day EMA or this purple trend line over here. One of these key points are gonna be a very nice bottom candidate for us to buy the QQQ. We don't see a reversal right now, just a pullback, because this is another thing, right? Pullbacks are not reversals. Okay, there are two different things, all right? A pullback in a bull trend is more often than not just another buying opportunity, while a reversal is an opportunity to sell or to short. All right, so far we see the possibility of a top signal over here. If we see a top signal, fantastic. Pull back ahead to our next support levels. But so far, we can only assume that the trend is still bullish on the daily chart here on the QQQ as well. Nathan, what it takes for the QQQ to reverse this uptrend on the daily chart? On the daily chart, we gotta lose at least this purple trend line over here, connecting the previous bottom levels since August this year, because we have been consistently up. On the weekly chart, we see an amazing, let me hide this line over here, an amazing ascending channel. We are clearly bullish here as well, right? So the long-term uptrend is still valid, even if we see a mid-term correction to our next support levels. Is there any technical evidence suggesting that we're gonna see a major reversal ahead? As far as I'm aware, no, there is no price action indicating this scenario, only a possible top signal that may not even get triggered, just like many other top signals we saw here on the past as well, right? Like here, like, let me see, like here, right here, another possible top signal here, many possible top signals here on May this year, right? So we saw many possible top signals, but none of them were triggered. And in every single one of them, I saw people saying, now we are gonna finally crash, right? Every single time. So just an honest question, all right? Are we on the same page over here? Do you see the indices still bullish despite the possibility of a mid-term pullback ahead? Do you understand that? Seriously, please answer me, leave a comment. I always read the comments, all right? Every single one of them. Even if you say, Nathan, good morning, I'm gonna answer you back. Good morning, my friend, how are you doing? So please leave a comment right here, right now. Now, how this is gonna affect our stocks? Nvidia is seeking the 149 resistance level, the previous top level, which Nvidia failed miserably in breaking on November 21st over here, all right? So we are seeking this resistance level. Today's reaction is quite problematic because, well, we are stabilizing the price over here, but we are in bullish territory right now because we are above the 21-day EMA. And if you ask me, apparently we are inside this congestion on the daily chart, so that's a perfect situation for Nvidia to retest the all-time high area again. Is this alone a top signal? No. But if we lose the moving average on the 1-hour chart, if we lose today's low on the daily chart, then alright, maybe we're gonna see a sharper correction ahead, retesting the 132 or even the 130s support level again. So far, no meaningful top signal, but tomorrow is going to be decisive for us. Tomorrow is going to be very important. The chart is going to close the weekly candle over here on the weekly chart, so it is going to be very meaningful. So tomorrow is going to be decisive, not only for Nvidia, but for the indices as well. Now, Tesla, as crazy as this sounds to some people, right? Please do not get offended, but Tesla is very bullish right now. It is very bullish. Right now, today we broke the $358 resistance line, closing above this key point, triggering this ascending triangle chart pattern upwards. Now, in theory, we are supposed to retest the next resistance level, $384. However, you may ask, but Nathan, what if the indices collapse tomorrow in the next few days? What if we see the market turning? If we see the market turning, this may affect Tesla because recently Tesla has been quite detached from the broad market, right? It has been moving quite independently. But if we see the most important key point, $358, if tomorrow we see a bearish reaction closing below our previous resistance level, which should be a support level for us next, if we lose $358, we are gonna probably materialize another correction. In this case, we could easily seek the 21-day EMA next, which is going to be a very important support level because by losing this area, Tesla is going to also lose the previous support level around $326, Probably, right? The momentum, it is gonna lose momentum, it is gonna ruin the bullish bias over here, and in this case, we could see a top signal even on the weekly chart, suggesting a sharper correction to our next support levels like the $313 or maybe even the $300 area, which was a previous top level over here and a psychological key point for the market for Tesla. So $300 is going to be a very important support level if we see Tesla actually frustrating today's reaction. What's more, by closing below 358, we're gonna make this reaction a false breakout and a bull trap. All right, so that would be very, very problematic for Tesla. So let's watch out. For now, let's watch out this support level. Again, I'm not saying we are gonna collapse. I'm saying for us all to pay attention to this support level, because only by losing it, we are gonna reject the bullish bias over here. All right, we don't know, we can't predict the future. Real trading is reactive, it is not predictive. So let's pay attention to these key points right here, right now. Regarding AMD, we see a good reaction on the weekly chart above our major trend line. If we keep looking like this tomorrow, closing the weekly candle, making this bullish reaction, it is gonna be fantastic. Fantastic. AMD will have a lot of upside potential, especially if we break the weekly high over here, making a bullish pivot point, triggering for good this double bottom chart pattern. We see a double bottom chart pattern right here, right now, so that would be fantastic. In this scenario, the gaps are going to be our next technical target. All right, we have a first target over here around 167 above our gap level over here, and another gap at 174. So let's pay attention to these key points and see if AMD will close looking like this on the weekly chart or not. The 144.12 is a major inflection point for us. This is gonna be decisive for AMD. All right, if we break this key point, fantastic. Amazing. Another possible bullish rally over here. AMD will probably seek higher levels. Again, maybe this depends on how the indices are going to react, but either way, 144 is our major inflection point. Now, Palantir. Again, as crazy as this sounds, some people may get offended. Some people may believe that Palantir is crashing right here looking at this chart. But guys, in my humble opinion, Palantir is extremely bullish. All right, I don't see Palantir crashing. It is not bearish. It is making another bullish reaction today again. We see on the 1 hour chart, nothing more, nothing less than a series of higher highs, higher lows. Nathan, what could possibly convince you that Palantir will trigger a sharper correction ahead if we lose $67.28? By losing this key point, alright, Palantir may trigger a top signal on the weekly chart, suggesting a sharper correction ahead. We see the 21-day EMA pointing upwards, which is a technical support level for us. So even if we see Palantir losing momentum, we see a few support levels over here, 2 support levels to hold the price if we see it losing momentum. Now, by losing the $67 and by losing the 21-day EMA as well, that would be very problematic for Palantir. Mid-term wise, it is not gonna ruin the long-term uptrend, because on the weekly chart we are still very bullish. All right, I don't see this chart crashing. All right, I only see a series of higher highs, higher lows. All right, I'm so sorry to offend you, but still we are going up nicely. If we see pullback, and as far as I know, as crazy as this sounds, even a pullback to the 21-week EMA, which is right now near the $45, could be just another harmless pullback on the weekly chart and a possible buying opportunity for the long term, because the risk-reward ratio will make sense near a support level. Guys, remember, always buy near support levels. Do not buy near resistance levels, because near resistance levels we are gonna start selling. All right, this is how we do. This is how we do in the 5% project as well. Recently we traded many stocks over here. For instance, we bought QQQ near this support level and we sold it when this one hit our target around 515. A classic trade using the trend in our favor, because we I'm so sorry, speaking by myself, I'm a trend tracker kind of trader, all right? I like to follow trends over here. So every single time I see in what I believe to be a support level, it is time for us to buy. If we are bearish, every single time we see a rally to a resistance level, it is the time to go short. It's very simple. It is not a rocket science, by the way. And if you want to trade with me, join the 5% project. You will learn everything you need to know in order to identify top signals, bottom signals with accuracy. And I'm going to teach you guys how to trade these signals in practice, in real time, always sharing the best opportunities that I see around in this market. So take a look at our website, link in this video's description, okay? Of course, where I see a bottom signal, maybe you see this as a top signal. I don't know. Yeah, apparently it all depends on you, all right? All right, but still, guys, join the 5% project. There, you will learn how to trade like a professional trader. On our website, you'll see all the statistics in the first 6 months of this year. So far, we are doing so well. We nailed many nice opportunities recently, so just take a look. The link to my website is in this video's description. Now, MicroStrategy, you guys are worried about MicroStrategy because, well, you are right. This one is quite volatile, right? Since the previous top level to the current price, we see a drop of 30% drop. That's quite dramatic, but it is not bearish yet. Okay, when will MicroStrategy turn bearish? If we lose $338.67. That's your number. If we see MicroStrategy losing this key point, we're gonna trigger a bearish pivot point on the daily chart. That's a classic bearish reversal chart structure, suggesting a sharper pullback on the weekly chart, probably because we're gonna trigger a top signal over here. In this scenario, we could easily fill this gap, 279, to close this gap at 279, or maybe even retest the 21-week EMA over here around $247, $250 area. So let's watch out for this major inflection point, $338.67. Guys, I always describe the most important inflection points for us so you can build your own strategies every single day here in this channel. So if you are still watching this video and you are not a subscriber, bro, consider subscribing, because here you see the state of the art of technical analysis every single day. Every single day we analyze many stocks. So just join this channel, click the like button to support me as well. Now, ASML. This one, if you ask me, we see a rounded bottom chart pattern over here, a crystal clear rounded bottom. We see a spike over here suggesting that this could be the neckline of this pattern, but we did close above this key point, but right now we are dropping again. Now is the time for ASML to react. If we see a decent reaction like tomorrow, it must be tomorrow, right? If we see one, fantastic. Probably another buying opportunity, suggesting that this one could retest our next resistance level, $873. All right, if we see this one losing the 711 again, that's gonna be very problematic. Maybe we are gonna reject the idea of a rounded bottom over here, and we are gonna just continue to drop to lower levels. Our next technical support level is around $564. All right, so let's watch out for this key point right here, right now, because it is gonna be decisive for ASML. NIO is also trying to materialize a double bottom chart pattern, right? A classic bullish reversal chart structure. However, this pattern wasn't triggered yet. In order for NIO to trigger this pattern, we gotta see NIO breaking and closing above the trigger point at $4.92. Nathan, what if we fail in breaking this key point? What if we fail in breaking this 21-day EMA, which is clearly acting as a resistance level, by the way? What if we fail in breaking these key points? It is not going to materialize, this double bottom chart pattern. All right, we're going to trigger another bearish pivot point, and in this case, $3.68. That's going to be our next major support level on NIO stock. All right, so far, we don't see a major breakout. So far, there is not a meaningful bullish reaction over here. The 4.92 is still a resistance level. So if you are bullish on NIO, if you want to see NIO going up, to retest the $6 again, 4.92. That's the key point you need to see NIO breaking in order to materialize a bullish thesis over here. So far, NIO will just maintain its bearish bias. It is not reacting properly. Guys, join the 5% project for more trading ideas for premium trading strategies every single day. Subscribe to this channel, click the like button. Thank you very much for your audience. Stay safe. See you guys tomorrow.